Hello viewers, today video is regarding Annamaya Kosh. How the Anna or food we can say helps in strengthening the body. How body is formed with the help of food. If we see our digestive system, what happens? We eat food and it is digested. It is not simply like that. How digestive system works? It is a autonomic system. From vagus nerves, if we say this, there are two sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves, and from the vagus nerves, enteric nervous system works exclusively for the digestive system. And this enteric nervous system remains attached with the whole gastrointestinal system, right from the esophagus to anus. It acts based on the reflex action. So if our food is in this canal, depending upon the position of the food, with the help of reflex action, it starts working. It stimulates peristalsis in gut muscle. What is peristalsis? It means the contraction happens in the portion where the food is there. And it is wavy type of contraction so that food can move forward. In this way, we can say that there are two ways, two methods, rather two systems in this enteric nervous system. One is bienteric, that controls the velocity and intensity of contraction. And the other is submucosal, that secretion of juices, absorption of the nutrients, and muscle movements. These are controlled by submucosal. So in this way, we say this with the help of peristalsis, our food moves forward and contractions remains occurring in this alimentary canal. Now, let us concentrate. What happens when we eat food? First thing is, saliva is mixed with the food in our oral cavity. What happens when saliva mixes? It gives the alpha-amylase enzyme. So it means the digestion process starts here itself. When with the help of pranavatu, we swallow the food. It goes in esophagus and comes to the stomach. What happens in the stomach? In the stomach, it moistens the food with the help of the Clayder cuff. So, if we see, when in the mouth itself, the starch is converted to maltose. That is why after chewing for some time, the taste happens to be little bit sweeter. Our tongue tastes the food with the help of bodhak cuff. We can say how tasty the food is, how it looks like, how we feel like. So here the food is alkaline, but when it enters in the stomach side, so some gastric acids are secreted from the stomach linings. Because of this gastric acid, the food will start becoming acidic a little bit. Why? What is the advantage? Actually, if you see the pH value here becomes 1.2 to 3.5 because further digestion can take place in this acidic environment. So here environment is required is 1.5 to 3.5 pH, that is made by the gastric acid. The stomach empties its food content to the 50% extent in the 2.5 to 3 hours. It means the food content in the stomach becomes 50% after 3 hours. That is why it is recommended you should sleep only after 3 hours of taking the food, so that your digestion is in the small intestine starts taking place and in the stomach is light, a light little bit. Now, when food moves further in the duodenum area, this area, Pachak Pit starts acting. How? Our liver makes the bile and that is stored in the gallbladder. So depending upon the type of food, the bile is released from gallbladder. And also at the same time, enzymes are released from the pancreas. Actually, our pancreas having two types of function, exocrine and endocrine. So enzymes as well as bile that is released and mixed together in the duodenum area. When food enters here, this is mixed here. That is why the Pachak Pitta decides how the food will be further digested. Now, actually, let us understand what pancreas does. When in the exocrine cells of the pancreas, they release the enzymes. The trypsin is released to digest protein. Amylase that is released for digesting the carbohydrates. And lipase for the fats. So basically there are 3 or more types of enzymes are released to digest proteins, carbohydrates and fats. At the same time, the endocrine cells releases 2 types of hormones. Alpha cells release glucagon if blood sugar is low. And beta cells release the insulin if there is enough glucose in the blood. And what this insulin does? Insulin helps in absorbing the glucose and converting into energy. This also tells the liver to convert glycogen into glucose. So if blood sugar is more, then liver will take the extra glucose and convert into glycogen. At the same time, insulin goes and acts with the cells of the body so that it can convert glucose into energy. In this way, blood sugar is utilized. Now we see how this food comes in the small intestine. And in a small intestine, there are small villages, like the rather capillaries, like tubes are there, so many tubes. And through this village, through these capillaries, nutrients goes to the blood, or rather it is absorbed here, and this is sent to the liver. So these nutrients are more or less in the form of plasma or lipid, or you can say this white blood cell type of things are there, or plasma is there, or lymph is there. Lymph also comes from the nutrients. So these are sent to the liver, or in the liver, Ranjak Pitta helps in adding color, rather hemoglobin. The color is added to this plasma. So RBC, red blood cell, is mixed here and it becomes a blood type of things. Rather it becomes blood. So if you see that our main nutrients are absorbed in this small intestine, then our food is further passed on to the large intestine. So before entering to the larger intestine, our food is neutralized for some poison if there is any, so that these poisonous things are stored here. If foods are undigested, so undigested portion, that is called toxin. Some toxic thing is there. So this, or you can call it is a arm. So these are the toxins. Either they are released, if they are not released, they are collected in some important organs in the body, or that can create some diseases in those organs. So it is better, we must try to eliminate these toxins by eating some antioxidants and other such things which can release these toxins. When food comes to the large intestine, then water is absorbed. So only the waste items comes in the form of the stool. Here, Apan Vath helps in taking out this waste item through rectum. But we had to keep in mind that this process will work properly if we take food in the mouth only when we feel hungry, when there is a hypoglycemia, rather we are feeling hunger. Then because the starch is converted to maltose when we are chewing the food. That is why we are feeling sweetish taste. And that bodha cup helps here to feel sweetish taste. That indicates that now we can accept the food. So it means when we are feeling hungry and we are in the stage of hypoglycemia, then only we should take food, then food will be digested properly. Further, when food comes in the stomach, food is to be reduced in the stomach in the chemical building blocks of fatty acids, amino acids, and monosaccharides and nucleotides. And these are further mixed with the digestive juices in the duodenum. That is, Pachak Pit can help to digest it further with the help of enzymes and bile. So, the proper nutrients can be absorbed through the capillaries in the small intestine. It means that we should take care that when we should eat the food, when we should stop taking the food, because all these are in our control. We should not be just deceived by the bodhaka that because of taste we remain taking in the food. Then when the food is absorbed through the nutrients and it goes for further processing in the liver, we should be well prepared to empty out the stomach, and we should be prepared to take another dose of food. Then only the food will be able to help to strengthen our body by preparing the blood, flesh, bone marrows, bones, etc. That we will discuss in the next video. Thank you, friends. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, which will encourage us, rather inspire us to give and prepare more such type of videos.